bro. Don't forget, it ain't the first 48, bro. It's 60 minutes, bro. Got my man David Ojabo.
Shout out Zone 32.
That's right. Let him know, yeah. Let him know.
You come with the king, you best not miss.
You're now locked in this Zone 32.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. Episode 90, the Kevin Price, Rob Burnett, Pernell McPhee episode. But most importantly, is Beyond Them, a man who shouted this out earlier this offseason, friend of the show, who hasn't been on yet. This is the David Ojabo episode, former Michigan legend. But either way, we got 3/4 of a crew here tonight. Actually, no, we have 80% of a crew here tonight. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. His name is Will. His name is Trippy. Grant's down bad, so he didn't come through. Say what's up to the people.
I like the 3/4 better. You're not counting yourself. That would be a non-selfish move, Jake, if you didn't count yourself. You know, that would be a team first thing. Unlike George Pickens, not a team first guy.
There you go. I hope this version of George Pickens gets a lifelong contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, because this George Pickens is exactly what they've been drafting over the years. Diva head cases who have inconsistent talent and inconsistently produce for their team.
See, it's not even inconsistent talent. Like, I don't think anybody is arguing that George Pickens does not possess the physical talent to be a freak in the NFL. It's the fact that he just does not have the mental makeup to be an NFL wide receiver. I mean, you can talk about, coming out on national television and saying that you didn't block a guy because you didn't want to get hurt. That's fucking just wild. Like, one of the dumbest things I've ever read. And then, you talk about like a guy who just quits on his team. Like, if you want more opportunities and you're frustrated with how things are going, then you need to take what opportunities you get and prove that you deserve more. And, it should be all about having this chip on your shoulder and that, everybody doubts me and I'm better than you and fucking I deserve to be a wide receiver one. And instead, this fucking mental midget folds. It's fucking wild to watch. And it's shit Will and I have been saying for 2 years. I mean, I told people him coming out of Georgia, he was a fucking medical red flag and he was a mental red flag. And he is a hardcore mental red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was nothing good about it. There was nothing good about what he brings to the locker room.
Yeah. Well, and you know what else? With your medical red flag thing, how long is it until he fakes an injury?
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. They're not throwing me the ball, so my leg hurts. I'm not playing anymore.
Right. Exactly.
He literally quit on his team.
He's running a go route and pulls up lame. Like, oh no, it's my that surgically repaired ACL doesn't feel right.
Yeah, hey, he doesn't.
He won't request a trade soon. Right?
He won't be on that team next year.
He already did kind of.
Yeah, I think he gets a shot somewhere. I think he gets a shot somewhere. I think somebody, pays pennies on the dollar and hopes that he works out. But I think they're going to learn real quick that he is a mental midget, immature, stupid, fucking only cares about himself.
Yeah, selfish.
That's not how you're going to win in the NFL. But I think we should get into the
recap of the Ravens game, because this is not a Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. This is a Will and Drew take victory laps for being right when everybody else tells them they're wrong. Shut the fuck up, Drew. We have some other things to talk about. The Ravens on Sunday went into Duval, played the Jaguars, a place where Lamar Jackson, through his collegiate and NFL career, had never won at until Sunday night, because the Ravens went to Jacksonville, beat the Jaguars 23-7. Trevor Lawrence looked like shit. The fumble where he was just running and then the tackler ran up and he went, eee! And forgot he had the ball and fumbled was fucking hilarious. Offense is okay, but hey, a win's a win. It was a double-digit lead. It was a 2-score win. So, Drew, you know what to do. Recap the victory, man.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you walk away from a team that's in the playoffs with a 16-point win, not a ton to complain about. I think the offense could have been a little bit better. It's very clear that when the offense is clicking, it's when the offensive line functions. And on Sunday night, the offensive line did not function well, and it was mainly Ronnie Stanley getting beat like a drum off the edge. I read somewhere that he gave up 9 pressures. I read other places that he gave up 7. I don't know what the actual number that anybody settled on was, but it was far too many to be comfortable with. Like, that was one of the worst performances, and it came off of a week where we praised him for, showing up to practice Friday, saying all the right things and showing it. And then this week he didn't show it. And this is what's been frustrating about Ronnie all year, is that he's just not consistently who he's supposed to be. When you're giving up 7 pressures a game and you're one of the highest paid left tackles in the NFL, that's not good. And so, our offense kind of goes as the offensive line goes. And you could see, Lamar doesn't have time in the pocket. Wide receivers don't have time to get open, can't throw the ball. And it's really that simple. Isaiah Likely looked really good. Had that absurd, catch over a defender where Lamar broke a sack and threw it to him, 40 yards down the field, like just Lamar making magic happen. Gus looked more like the Gus of old. It had been a couple of weeks since we'd seen him really run the ball like that downhill, and he looked very good. Keaton Mitchell injury is disappointing. I was a huge Keaton Mitchell guy from the start, and I thought his speed brought something to the offense that you can't really just find off the street anywhere. Luckily it seemed like just an ACL injury and that he'll be back next year, but it's a hole in our offense for sure. And it's not a guy that you wanted to lose, especially one that was coming on as strong as he was. And then you want to get to defensively, really, other than one drive where they scored a touchdown, defense looked phenomenal. Kyle Hamilton is a fucking all-pro. Jason Lockenfora he's not a playmaker. You can go suck a fat dick. I know that,
Yo, you ain't, I called him the other day and I asked him.
Did he pick it? What do you say?
He was like, "Oh, no, I've been giving him flowers." I'm gonna see if I can find a clip and send it to you. I meant to
right, but that's the thing that pisses me off with him, is that he fucking ran it. His whole narrative was that EDC sucks and that he's the worst GM of all time, and he's gonna run the Ravens in the ground. And then, Lamar was never gonna come back to this dumpster fire. We'd never sign a wide receiver, blah, blah, blah. And then we sign Odell, we draft Zay Flowers, he extends Lamar. And then it was this was a good year, but look at Kyle Hamilton last year. He's not a playmaker. And then Kyle Hamilton just fucking tells that fat midget to shut the fuck up.
By the way, did you see what Marlon said EDC was saying about Kyle Hamilton before he got drafted? So apparently EDC was like in love with Kyle Hamilton in all the draft prep. And he was,
it's hard to not be,
but he was like, wouldn't shut up about him around the building. And he was saying, like, this guy, if you could clone him, if you make 11 of him, we could just start a whole defense of Kyle Hamilton.
I mean,
he was saying how he's like, there's no way he's going to fall to us, but this guy's like my dream come true. And then he did.
I mean, famously, I had a Twitter thread with Brian Beemore Sports 8, where we were talking about, like, who we thought the Ravens were going to take the first round. And I was like, I wouldn't be shocked if Kyle Hamilton falls. Like, that's what, for whatever reason, people undervalue safeties like him and don't really seem to grasp what he can bring to the table. And then Brian famously said he would jump in the Inner Harbor if it happened. Brian has not jumped in the Inner Harbor, but Kyle Hamilton did fall. So, and it's just his versatility. Like, he could be a traditional ball hawk, free safety, center field guy. He does very well playing in the box as like a more traditional strong safety. Plays a lot of slot corner. I'm sure you could send him off the edge as like an edge rusher and he'd be fine. Really, the only spot that I don't think he could play consistently is interior defensive line. Right. And that's more because he's, what is he, probably 230, 240? And he'd probably need to be like 290 to really, do well in there.
By the way,
not a lack of skill, it's just a lack of size.
On the subject of Kyle Hamilton, Will Compton drafted him to the Caucasian team because he said light skin but went to Notre Dame, so he counts as a white person.
Isn't he also Asian? So
yeah, he's half Asian, half black, half Korean. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, apt comparison would be Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods dominated golf, and he dominated football.
Tiger Woods.
But his special teams, kicker, any of them, punter, any of them, long snapper, any of them.
Yeah. I honestly, like, the fact that we got Kyle Hamilton at 14 is mind-blowing.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's so crazy.
He had no business being there, and the only reason he was there is because he ran a slow 40 time. Yeah. That's the only reason teams did not reach for him where they should have taken him. And thank God I don't know if he purposely ran a slow 40 times. He didn't want to go play for a shit team or what, but
he's a pretty savvy guy. He's a pretty savvy guy.
Timing.
Yeah, it worked out.
He was picked at what, 14?
Yeah, he should have been top
14. Well,
he is what people thought Jamal Adams was going to be coming out of college.
Yeah,
that's who people thought Jamal Adams was. Jamal Adams went 6th overall, I think, to the Jets, and is part of one of the worst trades in NFL history now, and is basically just an undersized outside linebacker. Whereas Kyle Hamilton is just complete package. Covers well, rushes the passer well, covers tight ends well, can cover wide receivers. I remember
when fans was giving up on him last year. Remember at the week 2, right?
But he had a bad game against Miami, but so did everybody else in our fucking secondary.
And he try and get back next week. So
yeah. Again, just to get back to the game, like it was a wire to wire win. We were never really it never really felt like it was in doubt to me. We had full control of that game. Do I wish we scored more points? Yes. Do I wish Keith Mitchell didn't get hurt? Yes. Do I wish that one touchdown drive didn't happen for the Jags? So it was a shutout win? Yes. But end of the day, you went on the road, Sunday night, hostile environment, biggest game of the season for the Jaguars, and you fucking shut them up real quick. So I'm pretty happy overall with that performance.
Yeah, definitely. Offensively, I love how again the game feel that Monken has to just keep running, and even like Justice Hill looked really good when Keaton Mitchell got hurt. Justice Hill stepped in and ran the ball really well. He ran angry. He protected the ball. Lamar was running the ball like a maniac. Gus looked good. Keaton looked awesome until he got hurt. Passing the ball, Lamar was throwing it all over the place. The one mistake he made was really bad, but it's a bad judgment. It's a momentary lapse thing, and you could tell as soon as he did it, he was like, "God damn it, what the fuck am I doing?"
The second that ball left his hand, he knew it was a horrible throw. But expecting him to be perfect is just not realistic. So I mean, you know what I mean. And he didn't let it, affect the rest of his game. Trevor Lawrence had that fucking ridiculous fumble that Jake talked about, where it was just running for a first down and then dropped the ball because I don't know, he heard footsteps. Who the fuck knows why he dropped that ball. And it totally affected the rest of his game. Like he never recovered from that. Whereas Lamar made a stupid play and then shook it off and was out there the next drive and was fine. So even, we talk about like we want to see this team get punched in the mouth and be able to recover from it. If you want to call that interception being punched in the mouth, then yeah, we got punched in the mouth and, we're fine afterwards. So yeah, Ronnie is really the only red flag, bad, negative, whatever word you want to use to describe his showing. That was eye-openingly bad. I mean, every play he was getting fucking bullied off the line of scrimmage, and that's an issue.
Especially considering who we're going to be playing this week. So
yeah, Falele looked pretty good. Makari looked okay, and so
we was just giving that man his props too. 2 weeks straight, and look.
Yeah, so that was my mistake. Hand up. I should never praise Ronnie Stanley. Robbing the Ravens, Ronnie. Rest day, Ronnie. Fucking stealing Stanley. Ski mask Stanley, whatever the fuck you want to call him. No, scrub Stanley. I don't fucking know, but like, I'm done. This is exactly what pissed me off about him this year was just when it's bad, and you can't be alleged all-pro elite left tackle getting paid the kind of money he does and put up showings like that. It can't happen. You cannot have the alleged cornerstone of your offensive line getting fucking beat that badly every play.
He was really bad. And it's sad because he was coming off a really good performance. So
yeah, I mean, he played well enough to the point that I came on here and ate my words and said, like, this is exactly what I wanted to see out of Ronnie Stanley.
Yeah.
And like, good job, Ronnie. Like, this is what we need. And then he took that and fucking spit in my mouth and told me to go fuck myself. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you think I'm good? This is what I'm capable of." So, yeah, asshole, fucking Notre Dame piece of shit. Gold
fuck
helmet.
You.
Fuck.
Don't say that.
Kyle Hamilton is the only reason that I don't hate Notre Dame. Kyle Hamilton has saved your school. Rudy's a terrible movie.
What about Manti Te'o?
Yeah, Manti Te'o's girlfriend would have been a better blocker than Ronnie Stanley on Sunday night.
Well, you're going to be a big Notre Dame fan when Audric Estime is our bruiser next season.
You say again, you keep mispronouncing Blake Corum. I don't know why.
We're not taking Blake Corum in the second round.
We're taking Blake Corum. It's fine. We're going to take a real running back in the second round, and we're good to go. Mike Sanders still first round.
We already have a real running back.
Not no shots because we definitely had the real running back that was drafted in the second round. If he didn't get hurt week 1, hello.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like if you promise to come visit fans and spend time with them, you should do that. Follow through on your promises, but you just won't do it for whatever reason.
Ain't that crazy though? Keaton got hurt on his birthday, on JK birthday. That's just
that's
the curse of JK.
That's 27 putting some bad energy out in the environment.
I want to say that's the curse of JK. No,
Curse of JK.
But now we get to see my man Justice Hill.
I made a statement earlier today, privately, that JK is like George Pickens light.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I think it's unfair to JK to put him in the same. George Pickens is such an asshole and so fucking like cancerous that I don't think it's fair to put anybody in that realm.
George Pickens light.
JK would have blocked on that play.
Yeah, I mean,
except he would have tried to block him and like blown out his hamstring or something.
No.
Effort goes a long way, and J.K. Dobbins would at least have given the effort. So in a rare moment where I have to defend J.K. Dobbins, I will say that it is uncalled for to compare him to George Pickens in any manner, even if you're calling him George Pickens light.
Yeah, Will, that's nasty, Will. That's a bad comparison.
Well, that's rude and uncalled for. Rude and uncalled for.
Listen, JK was complaining about his usage after a win against a conference rival or a division rival.
He was complaining about his usage in the playoff game, which he was right. He should have been using the ball.
The first time he complained about it was after the first Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And guess what? They should have learned their lesson. What happened? The last Cincinnati game. We ain't use him, and we lost.
Well, then they used him. They used him the way he wanted to be used, and his body broke down. Just like after he complained the first time, they started using him the way that he wanted to be used, and his body broke down.
I just feel like if we would have used JK more in that wild card game, we could have beat the Ravens just with JK by himself. That's just my opinion, because we definitely was moving the ball.
You're not wrong, but also the way that he handled that was kind of shitty of throwing Tyler Huntley under the bus. I mean, we all know that Tyler Huntley should have QB sneaked that ball from the 3-yard line. Like anybody with a fucking 3/4 of a brain. Pretty much everybody
but that was the play call, though, for him to go low. That was the play call.
He went high.
His went up.
And
that was the play call. Everybody said that. I even got word that was the play call.
But why?
Who knows?
If you're Greg Roman, why are you trusting the game in Tyler Huntley's hands when you have J.K. Dobbins, when you have other guys you can give the ball to in that situation?
Yeah, so, you can say that too. Or we should have just did the fucking tush push. Imagine we would have did the tush push.
I mean, anything would have been better than fucking trying to jump over the pile from the 3-yard line. That's still one of the most head-scratching moments I've ever witnessed on live television. It was one of those moments where I was like, this camera angle's got to be dog shit. Like, they must be way closer than I think they are. And then, nope, he scoops the ball and, fucking takes back for a touchdown and they end up winning the game. But thank God that terrorist Greg Roman is gone. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, hey, what can you say? The man thought he could fly.
Yeah, thanks to Tyler Huntley. That's why he gone.
Yeah, so I guess in a weird way that play was a good thing for Ravens history because now we got Todd. And, yeah, like Will said earlier, credit to Todd for – realizing that he didn't have time to let deep passes develop and had to go screens and run game to sort of, put up enough points to win that game. That was very, again, something that we wouldn't have seen the previous 4 years. And it's why I'm such a fan of Todd Monken is that he just seems to have game sense, game feel, functioning brain. I don't know, however the fuck you want to describe it. Like just a breath of fresh air that he is, able to adjust like that. And again, shout out Mike McDonald. It goes without saying, but like that guy is a fucking wizard. I'm so glad that we went the nepotism route and lent him to Michigan for a year so that he can learn how to call plays, so that he can come back and, set up our defense. Oh, speaking of Mike McDonald, I have had a handful of morons in my mentions on Twitter. Justin Houston just got released by the Panthers. JPP just got released by the Dolphins, and the rumor is that Calais would be next if the Falcons lost a game. And everybody keeps saying that, could you imagine those guys in Mike McDonald's defense? And like, you're judging them poorly for their time in Baltimore because of what they did with Wink. But they were there for Mike McDonald. They weren't there for Wink Martindale.
Right.
And they were not good. So I don't get this whole fucking nonsense. Bring these old fucks back who
Raven fans, you know what I realized with Raven fans, no matter who's on the team, they just want get this player back. Like I fuck with Mark Ingram, right? You see that
joking.
Bring him back. Like I know he was joking, but they was taking this serious, like, yeah, bring him back.
I mean, again, if you read a GamerGod 29 tweet and are like, this is a great idea, and then the players responding to it, and you're like, yes, he wants to come back. Like, reevaluate things.
Man, if that's the case, bring Ray Rice back. Shit, at this point, bring Ray Rice back.
Jamal Lewis has probably got a couple, 100 carries left in him. Just that guy's fueled on fun.
I don't know if his knees can go though like that. Not saying you feel me. I don't know.
When I met him, he smelled like a straight up bottle of vodka. If you give him enough vodka and cocaine, I'm pretty sure he'd be good to go. I mean, like I was hungover as shit standing next to him, and I was like, I thought it was me, and I'm like, nope, I smell like a brewery. This guy smells like fucking straight vodka. So I think his knees will be fine. I don't think he can feel much anymore. So
yeah, bring him and Ray Rice. I mean, Ray
Willis
Rice.
McGahee. What's Willis McGahee up to? Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams probably got a few carries left in the tank.
Ricky.
Yeah.
LaRon McClain.
Where's Buck Allen or Javoris Allen?
All we gotta do is just give Ricky some weed. Shit, let him spin.
Right. Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Hang some from the crossbar and just be like, hey, you see that down there? Go get it.
Bernard Pierce. He's probably available. I can't imagine he's doing anything right now. I mean, there are just if that's
you missed one. You missed one.
Oh,
Ray Rice didn't get to finish on his own terms.
I already said Ray Rice.
Trippy said Ray Rice about 4 times. So
my fault.
I thought we covered that pretty thoroughly. But yes,
you having Grant symptoms right now.
As long as we keep Ray Rice out of hotel elevators, I think we'd be fine.
Hey, listen, I met him in a hotel elevator, and he was nice as could.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't spitting at him and punching him, so I feel like
I'm also
off to a good start.
6 inches taller than him too. So
yeah, I met him too, and my wife was taller than him. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, he's really small.
I mean, he's jacked, so like.
He's short but compact.
He's like twice as wide as I am, like in the shoulders. But I was legit like probably 4 or 5 inches taller than him,
which is rare for Will.
It is.
To be towering over a guy like that.
Yeah, I'm 5'10". I don't tower over really anybody except for women.
Yeah, 5'10" when you're
standing on a 6-inch platform. Not Will. Yeah, he ain't that short.
I met Trippy.
Yeah. Trippy, don't protect his feelings.
I thought I was gonna see like a midget or something. Like
you did.
Not short.
I'm a completely normal size human.
Was he wearing high heels or what?
No.
We sure? Did you check his feet?
I was wearing my purple Jordans. It was a Sunday. It was game
day. Yeah.
Stuffed with a couple lifts in the soles.
I don't know if Jordan's got high heels.
I don't know. They can turn anything into a high heel these days. There's fucking technology and shit. All I'm saying is Will's a closet midget. It's fine. It's not his fault. He wasn't. He didn't choose to be short, but he was.
All right. So anyway, well, I don't really have a segue, so I'm just gonna say we're changing the subject.
Oh, hey, Jake, I got to tell you something.
What do you want?
I was driving into Baltimore on 83 South yesterday, and there's a billboard that said "Never trust an electrician with no eyebrows," and I started cracking up laughing. I was like, I bet Jake would fucking love that billboard. But it came up on me too quick. I didn't get to take a picture because it's like going around a curve.
That's fair. Man, I did some funny electrical shit today, but I'm not going to get into it. I'll talk to y'all after the podcast, because out here in my
no Sparky segment today.
We should start calling Jake Sparky.
Yeah,
you could. I mean, that's what they call him in the trades. They call electricians Sparkies. What it is. I would not find that to be an insult. But anyway, out in my neck of the woods, the Ravens are traveling here to play in Santa Clara, the San Francisco 49ers, on Christmas. Why are they the San Francisco 49ers, even though they play an hour south of San Francisco? I don't know. You got to talk to Jed York about that. I don't personally like them. That's just me. They're annoying-ass people. I'll tell you this. 49ers fans and Cowboys fans, there's no difference. It's the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other. That's what they are. But on a serious note, you have the number 1 scoring defense in the league in the Ravens, giving up 16 points a game. You have the number 2 scoring defense in the league in the Niners, giving up 16.7 points a game. But the talk out here is Brock Purdy this, Brock Purdy that. Brock Purdy's going to be MVP. They're going to win out. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy is Jesus Christ. You could be talking about the Kings or the Giants, and all of a sudden, Brock Purdy, I just feel like saying his name. That's how much of his cock they've been sucking throughout every radio segment out here. It's fucking annoying. But I'll give him this. At least he admitted his teammate's a better MVP candidate than he is in CMC. Although if you really want to break it down, probably should be Trent Williams, even though they'll never give it to a tackle. Once he went down, that's when Brock Purdy started playing like shit. or at least when he became
I
compromised.
got a hot Brock Purdy take. So he is clearly John Harbaugh's illegitimate child. Like there's no doubt about that, right? We're all on board with that. Like clearly he's got Harbaugh's genetics somehow. Whether it was
it's uncanny.
whether it's like a lab situation where somebody stole John Harbaugh's DNA and created him, or like, that's John Harbaugh's illegitimate child. But, who better to fucking unseat Brock Purdy as this national icon, Mr. Irrelevant, MVP candidate, Cinderella story, than his dad. His dad wasn't in his life at all, so he's going to be trying to play extra hard on Sunday night or Monday night to impress his dad. And his dad can just be like, yeah, fuck you.
Well, I'll say this too. Say this is a Super Bowl preview and we end up playing the 49ers in the Super Bowl. The last time we were in the Super Bowl, John Harbaugh had to beat his brother. So it makes sense that he would have to beat his son.
John Harbaugh does pretty well against family members.
Some biblical
in
shit.
Big games.
Yeah. It's Cain and Abel. It's Abraham and what was his son's name?
Isaac.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't think we'd be bringing up the Bible on Zone 32.
It's biblical. It's biblical.
I'm gonna be honest. We go a lot of routes on this podcast that I don't expect, but mentioning Abraham and Isaac,
the Old Testament, specifically the Old Testament. But nonetheless, coming into the game, the Ravens are 5.5 point underdogs as of right now going into this game. So odds makers have no respect for the Ravens going in.
So that really makes them a 2.5 point underdog because they get 3 points for being at home.
Oh yeah, true.
That's just how it works. But again, a lot of Ravens fans, and I'm doing air quotes right now, are they try to sound smart and they try to sound like they're not homers or whatever, however the fuck you want to put it. And they're like, this is a game the Ravens lose. I don't really understand that mindset. I think that the Ravens have proven time and time again that they are worthy of being in the conversation of the best team in football, especially when they play their game. We've had 2 games this year that I would say were hyped up as, big tests of this team. If they're really ready to compete. And I would say it was the Lions and Seahawks. And Ravens came out and fucked both of those teams' days up. And so if we're looking at this as another test, like Ravens have proven that when the occasion comes, they rise to it and they fucking stomp that occasion out. And they make that occasion.
The Jaguars were supposed to be a test too. So
okay, yeah. So you want to talk about it? There are 3 tests they've given up. They've only let the other team score like 1 time.
Well, so were the Bengals, so were the Browns. Now the Browns, obviously, the Browns did beat us in the second go round, but
they said we're gonna lose to the 49ers. This from Raven fans. I ain't gonna say no names.
You can say names.
We
call people out on this podcast.
No, I ain't gonna say no names. But
you can text me, I'll say them.
They said we're gonna lose to the 49ers Christmas, and we're gonna see them in the Super Bowl and beat them.
Which I mean, on a real note, if we lose this game, it's not the end of the world. So that makes it all the more likely that we beat the shit out of the 49ers because this game is meaningless. Like they're playing with house money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have a game lead. They have a game in hand on the other teams that are fighting for the first seed, and they're playing one of those teams the week after. So they could really, fucking cement themselves over the Dolphins at that point. Like this game, in terms of the ones that are left, means nothing. Again, you don't want to lose to the Steelers week 18. Like that's just that's a rivalry game. You throw the record book out. All those.
And they beat us the first time, so we can't get swept by any division team. We can't have it.
Right.
And we can go further than that. We've only beaten the Steelers once within this decade.
It's true.
And so if you're and that was a week 18 game where RG3 started. So if you're looking for, if you're looking at the Ravens' remaining 3 games, this is the most meaningless of them. And again, this doesn't hurt you playoff seeding wise because it's an out of conference game, so it's not going to fuck with tiebreakers. And again, you can't lose to the Dolphins because that makes the 1 seed in jeopardy. And you can't lose to the Steelers for pride reasons. But if you lost to the 49ers, it's not the end of the world. And so again, I'm taking that as a positive of like, this is the Ravens completely playing with house money. They're the underdogs. They're expected to lose by Vegas and by, the talking heads. Everybody's doubting them. Nobody expects them to win. So what the fuck do they have to lose? They can just come out and fucking pin their ears back and play football.
Right. 100%.
I think this is another game. It's going to come down. The offensive line is huge. Nick Bosa is very good at football, and that's a guy that scares me in terms of his ability to get to the quarterback. They also have Chase Young. Hargraves and Armstead are banged up. I don't know if they'll play or not, but again, those are guys that can wreak havoc on your offensive line. And
it would be fantastic.
Hargrave is going to be back.
It would be great if those guys were out. It would be great if they are out.
It would make life a lot easier if they were out. But again, it's really going to boil down to, can you protect Lamar? Can you give Lamar time to throw the ball from an offensive standpoint? Because again, we seem to live and die by the ability to protect Lamar. And I feel like I'm an asshole when I make all of these, they sound like these deep intellectual statements about analyzing the game. But that's how good the Ravens are this year, that it's really that fucking simple. Protect Lamar, you put up more points, you win the game. Will and I are in a group chat, and two individuals in the group chat had these fucking long-winded rants about how to beat the 49ers and blah, blah. And Will just said, I think the best way to beat the 49ers is to score more points than them. And that's as simple as it is.
It's two steps. Yeah. You score points, and then you don't let the other team score more points than you scored. That's how you win.
Right. And it's literally that simple for the Ravens this year. There is no analysis needed. They have a elite offense from top to bottom. When you look at, again, you have Lamar Jackson, who is by anybody's standard should be a top 5 quarterback, no questions asked. You have the best receiving core Lamar Jackson has ever had in his career. You don't have Mark Andrews anymore, but Isaiah Likely's looked pretty fucking good in that tight end 1 role. The offensive line's a little bit questionable, but even with a questionable offensive line, they're still winning games and putting up, over league average in points at worst. I mean, we're looking at a 23-7 win and saying, I wish they scored more points, when 23 points is 2 points above league average. League average is 21 points a game. So you put up an above average offensive performance, and we're still asking for more. That's how you know the offense is.
My coworker, who's a Jags fan, who I had a bet with and won, who I made that bet with him, I don't know, at least 10 weeks ago. He's been arguing all season, the Ravens this, the Ravens that, the Ravens aren't good. And I pointed out to him, with simple numbers, I said, here's how many points the Ravens score per game. Here's how many points the Ravens give up per game. Here's how many points the Jaguars score per game. And here's how many points they give up per game. Let's average those out. And it basically came out to, if the Ravens can score 23 points against the Jaguars, they will win the game, period. That's how the math added up. And that's how many points we scored. We didn't even need 23 points, but we scored the exact amount of points. I told him, if we score 23, you can't beat us.
Right. And I mean, it's just, it's been that simple for us all year. And even if you want to look at it defensively, other than that Browns game, defense has looked good in every game. It's not like anybody's scoring on us at will. It's not like, even the Rams game was weird with the weather and shit, but they were, it wasn't, Matthew Stafford was making throws. It wasn't like we made his life easy for the entirety of drives, and he was just doing what he wanted when he wanted.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't get the hesitation to say that the Ravens should win this game. I don't get the fear. I don't get the thought process that the 49ers are a team that we should fear. They're not. We're a better team than them, and we should come into their stadium and ruin their fucking Christmases. I want some little fucking, spoiled pussy white kid from the West Coast crying on camera. I want him to have a great Christmas. Yeah. He gets a brand new Brock Purdy jersey, and then he's got to watch fucking Jadeveon Clowney and Odafe Owe skull fuck Brock Purdy all game.
I want the 49ers version of We Hoopin' to lose his mind on
just have
TikTok.
A total mental breakdown. Yeah,
Twitch or whatever the fuck he's on.
I want people to be having this, is Christian McCaffrey really an MVP debate all week, just to watch him get boxed all game by Patrick Queen or Roquan Smith.
This was another argument that I had with some coworkers today. They said, Brock Purdy already has the MVP one. I said, no, the MVP is decided Monday night.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
If Lamar has a fucking awesome game and Brock Purdy has a bad game, it will flip. Lamar will be the favorite for the MVP. And then it does depend on what happens for the last 2 games of the season. But Lamar is going to be the betting favorite coming out of that game if he puts up a good performance and Brock Purdy's flat.
We talked about this. McCaffrey has put up over 2,000 total yards and 20 touchdowns. To me, it's tough to not have him over Purdy in your MVP debate to start off with. But just, I think he is the league MVP. But if he can't beat Lamar, then yeah, I think you got to give it to Lamar.
Yep.
And I have no issues with putting Lamar in the MVP race. I think that his numbers are much better than people give them credit for. He's on pace for 3,700 passing yards and 900 rushing yards, which has only been done on one or two other times in NFL history.
No, I think it's never been done.
I thought.
No, it would be the only time that those two benchmarks were reached by the same player in the same season.
You may very well be right. I thought that maybe like Randall Cunningham or Dante Culpepper or somebody snuck that in one time, but
no, I think it's the only time that. So I think the 900. I don't think the 900 is the big one. It's the 3,700 with the 900.
With the 900, which is again, and his touchdown interception ratio is good. I think he was lacking in the touchdown pass department earlier in the year because Gus was kind of a touchdown vulture in the red zone.
Right. And
that hasn't happened as much lately. And now all of a sudden you're seeing Lamar throw more passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
I also don't really care.
I don't care either.
To me, it's all about putting points on the board. And, maybe from an MVP standpoint, it matters. But for me personally watching football, I just want the Ravens to score. I can give two shits.
And I don't care if he wins the MVP.
No.
And I don't think he does either. He already won it. He already won it.
I'm pretty sure he said as much, that he didn't care, that it's all about a Super Bowl for him.
Yeah, and I don't think it ever was about an MVP for him, but it was undeniable that he was the MVP.
It's nice to get recognized individually for your efforts, I'm sure.
It certainly helped him get that $260 million too.
Right, but it also helped shut these fucking stupid people up who are constantly on his dick saying that he's not good, that he can't pass. I mean, how stupid does Jason Brown feel after going on his Lamar's not a real quarterback, can't pass, blah, blah, last few weeks?
Yep.
Anybody who's watched Lamar can't.
You talking about JB?
Yeah, JB, that bitch.
Yeah, real dumbass JB. Will's son, in case anybody was wondering.
Check his tweets. Where he been? Oh, I forgot y'all blocked. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check his tweets, see what he talking about.
Probably been tweeting about us.
Yeah,
we got so far in his head.
I mean, that guy is legitimately terrified of me, which is hilarious. Fucking Mr. I'm from Compton, I'll beat your ass is fucking terrified of me. So
can't wait till I get a summons from the Cochran firm. I'm gonna reply with a fucking picture of my balls.
For real.
He deserves it. Again, Will and I are like, we don't target people who don't deserve it. Anybody who has been on the victim end of our vicious, internet assaults has totally brought it upon themselves.
Yeah,
we don't take out innocent targets. We go for the high value targets.
In fact, we protect innocents.
Yeah, we protect innocents who can't fight back. Lamar can't fight Coach JB. Like, he just can't come online and be like, hey, fuck you. Like, last chance you sucked and you're a terrible coach and you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So I do it for him. I'm basically a hero. I'm the hero that everybody needs. So I just, do the dirty work, say the things people don't want to say. And that's what I'm here for. That got a little too self-flating there, but it's fine. People need to know.
Where are we going now, Jake? You want to do some scores?
No, we got to do jersey predictions.
Okay,
that's true.
I think we're all except for you, Drew, going to be on the same. I think Jake is going to pick with his heart. I know what he wants. I know Trippy and I are on the same page.
Damn right, I'm taking with my heart.
I know Trippy and I are on the same page.
I'm about to say we did that a couple of weeks ago, so I'm still sticking with mine.
Yeah, me and Trippy are on the same page, and Grant is also on our page, and I know that Drew is going to make a wild pick that makes no sense.
Color rush.
It's not happening.
It's happening.
Nah. They're wearing red throwbacks with gold pants.
Drew picked. No, they're wearing red. They're wearing red throwbacks with white pants.
Okay.
Drew picked it's the was right over me all the time, and then you.
Oh, the 94
pick. Yeah, exactly. The uniforms they wore when they beat the Superchargers and caused 8 or 9 of those players to kill themselves.
Well, I think it was 8 members of the team died, and the first one was a coach, so it wasn't all players, but the eight members of that team died.
The Super 8
unceremoniously, not by like old age or anything like that.
Correct. All because the 49ers and Steve Young had to beat them so bad. And see this, they're villainous. They're evil creatures.
Yeah, fuck Steve Young too.
Yep, he is a Mormon.
Nothing to do with Mormon. Just generally watching him on television, just that smug fucking look on his face. I don't know what it is. I just want to punch him. A very punchable face.
He got fired from ESPN, didn't he? I don't think he's on there.
His hair looks like the pube beard from Jackass, the terrorist pube beard.
It does, but like also again, if you're throwing the ball to Jerry Rice, I think I could throw the ball to Jerry Rice. You know,
Right.
I don't think it's that hard.
I've always been sensitive about Steve Young because he got into he won MVP, he won a bunch of Super Bowls, so I understand that part of his resume.
He sucked in Tampa. He was fucking awful in Tampa.
Right.
People forget that.
And I watched him, and when he was playing for the 49ers, that was 92 to 98 or something
He started from 91 to 90.
Okay.
And then Aeneas Williams.
I was age 9 to 17 watching that, so like very vivid sports memories for me watching him. I never remember watching him being like, wow, this guy's really good. But I like other quarterbacks watching. Like, I remember vividly thinking Randall Cunningham is fucking amazing to me.
I mean, Steve Young wasn't even the best quarterback on the 1994 49ers. If somebody wants to do a quick Google search and look at the legend that was his backup.
Elvis Grbac?
Yes.
Elvis Grbac.
And on the tail end, on the tail end of that, didn't he have Jeff Garcia?
Yeah,
he did. Like Jeff Garcia took over and was throwing the ball to Jerry Rice.
I hate Elvis
Jeff Garcia,
Grbac, bro.
Rich
no,
Gannon,
you can't hate Elvis
Matt
Grbac.
Hasselbeck.
Bro, what you mean, bro?
You can. Absolutely, you can. What do you mean?
It's not his fault.
Bro, we got rid of damn near our whole Super Bowl team to bring this motherfucker.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. That's
all because he made the Pro Bowl with the Chiefs.
That is also true.
Here's his fault.
Here's my real beef.
I mean, he did take us to the playoffs, though.
Boomer Esiason is not in the Hall of Fame, and people talk about Steve Young. Steve Young is the greatest left-handed quarterback ever.
Because he went to Maryland, he was a Turk.
That is trash. It's so stupid. Boomer Esiason's numbers are better than Steve Young's passing stats.
Boomer Esiason played for the Bengals and fucked the Bengals. So,
but it's just to me, it's an idiotic for anyone to say that Steve Young is the best left-handed quarterback. No, he's not. He was ahead of his time, I guess. You know, he was mobile, so he was.
No, he was in an offensive scheme that supported his skill set of being mobile and being accurate within 10 yards. That is what he was good at.
You know what he was? He was left-handed Alex Smith 15 years earlier.
Or he was left-handed Tom Brady that could run the ball a little bit.
I mean, Tom Brady has a much better arm than Steve Young.
But Tom Brady did the majority of his damage with short throws within 10 yards.
Yeah, but he also
short timing routes.
Yeah, but Tom Brady has had one of the most beautiful deep balls in the game, and you saw him. You saw him
to Gronk and Randy Moss.
Well, I'm saying but so you saw that in 2008, everything changed where he went from that guy who was like a game manager who was doing the dink and dunk. 07 to when Randy Moss showed up. You saw Tom Brady like turn into a beautiful butterfly, and you saw him throwing these deep balls.
But what coincided with that, Patriots, was I have this argument with Patriots fans all the time. Patriots won 3 rings in 4 years from 01 to 04, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 05 and 06, they kind of sputtered. They didn't, win any Super Bowls, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They lost to Peyton Manning a couple times in the playoffs. And then so they decided to build behind Tom Brady and make him the focal point of the offense. And then from 2007 to 2014, they didn't win any Super Bowls. They made it there twice, and they lost Eli Manning both times because they lost to complete teams because they spent all of their money on supporting Tom Brady. So the reality is that Tom Brady can never win alone. Tom Brady is Brock Purdy, basically. They're the same guy. They needed an elite supporting cast to win Super Bowls.
Typical Michigan quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, again, people forget that they liked Brian Greasy and Drew Henson more than Tom Brady.
True. No, very true. But
for a good reason, system quarterback.
But I mean, Tom Brady is 10 times the quarterback of Steve Young.
Again, Steve Young has never been shirtless on camera making out with his youngest son. So
that's fair. That I don't think that has any bearing on Hall of Fame because
is that a guy that you can trust leading your team?
OJ Simpson's in the Hall of Fame. 6
Super Bowl rings would tell you that. Actually, 7 Super Bowl rings would tell you. Sure, that's fine. Go ahead and make out with your son. Do what the fuck you need to do to win game.
Jake,
please don't put that soundbite on the podcast.
No, Jake, who scored the only touchdown or who led the only touchdown drive in that first Super Bowl run in the AFC Championship game against the Steelers? It was not Tom Brady. It was Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, Drew Bledsoe.
And there was legitimate debate around here as to whether Drew Bledsoe should start that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's how meaningless
between
Tom Brady
fans,
was to that.
And Tom Brady gets credit for it.
The coach, with the coaching staff they asked,
it was that defense.
100%, and I think Tom Brady would admit that.
Yeah, exactly. They won their first three Super Bowls with running game and defense.
In 2019.
A lot of teams do that.
Or 2018, 2019, whatever year they beat the Rams.
2018, yeah. It was running game and defense.
Because that was Corey Dillon too, right?
Yeah. Well, Corey Dillon was one of them. The first two, I think, was Antoine Smith and J.R. Redmond.
Yeah.
And then you want to talk about 2014 is Tom Brady's best ring.
Easily.
Coming back against a good Seahawks defense, credit to him. But then again, it was Malcolm Butler makes that game-sealing pick for him. You talk about the 28-3 comeback. Maybe Tom Brady being a cool, calm, and collected veteran helps you in that situation. And I don't know if a rookie quarterback has the poise and the ability to come back from that deficit. But that was the Falcons shitting down their leg.
And the win against the Rams, the both offenses were terrible. That was all defense.
Jared Goff missed a game-winning touchdown pass to Brandon Cooks. He threw it late, and McCourty picked it off.
No, he didn't pick it off. It was a pass deflection. That was
didn't Brady have two interceptions in that game too?
I think he had one. I remember one to Corey Littleton.
I don't even know if he threw for 200 yards that game. It was like it was very uncharacteristic.
Look at the loss to the fucking Eagles before that, where he set all kinds of passing records. What did he throw for, like 530 yards? And they never really had a chance at that game. The Eagles were always ahead of them. No,
if Brandon Graham doesn't get that sack, then he leads the drive down the field to take the lead.
Would he?
Yes, if they don't sack him and he's sitting there with all
Tom Brady,
throw.
If Tom Brady, the second Tom Brady dropped that fucking trick pass play, that game was over. They were that afraid of Nick Foles that they had to try to throw some fucking trick play to Tom Brady. When I knew the game was over? It was the second they flipped the coin and got on the field.
It was the touchdown pass, Nick Foles touchdown pass to what's the guy's name from Oregon, the running back.
Keon Bonner.
No, it was
Corey Clement.
Corey Clements. Yeah. That throw, it reminded me of a Joe Flacco 2012 playoff run throw where it was just like the ball left his hand. It was, it couldn't have been thrown more perfectly. And Corey Clement is not like, and Alshon Jeffrey had another really incredible catch in that game, and it was a great throw too. But it was like Nick Foles couldn't miss. So when I saw him hit that deep go route to the fucking running back in the back on the back line of the end zone in stride, I was like, there's no way the Phillies lose this game.
You run that Philly special play and it works.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Patriots, couldn't get their trick play to hit. I'm just that game was never in hand for the Patriots. They never were.
I agree with you. I agree because, like I said, when I saw that throw, because you can talk about Philly and everything else, but that throw, that is a special throw from a guy who's not special. So it's like if that guy's making that throw in the Super Bowl, there's no fucking way he's losing the game. Period.
Oh, so hold on, Jake. You said that Brandon Graham never sacks him. Tom Brady fumbled that. So
yes, that was a strip sack from Brandon Graham.
Yes, but I'm saying
that was recovered by Derek Barnett.
You're saying that guy had complete control and poise in that game, but he fumbled in the most meaningful spot.
Because Brandon Graham got pressure on him and he got the strip sack. If he's protected
Tom Brady,
in that
he's
play,
supposed to be Jesus. He's supposed to be the fucking the GOAT. He's supposed to be this guy who just wins Super Bowls and always makes the winning plays. But he has no signature plays. He never won Super Bowls. He was never the guy who sealed games for him.
You're arguing with Patriots fans. You're not arguing with me. Don't put words in my mouth. Second, he did throw that tutty to Julian Edelman in 2014 to lead that comeback from 24 to 14, down 2 scores against the Seahawks. Mind you, not a Brady fan, but Drew, you're putting me in a bad position.
Russell Wilson isn't a fucking straight retard and doesn't throw that ball at the goal line and hands it off to Marshawn Lynch like he should have.
So the Seahawks win that game.
Yeah. So are we? Is that Tom Brady making a ceiling play? No, what I'm saying is that Tom Brady making the ceiling play.
That still was the dumbest play I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, that might be dumber. That might be dumber
No
than
question.
Tyler Huntley QB sneaking from the 3-yard line.
Like, I think Stevie Wonder would have called the run play on that play. No bullshit.
You have fucking Marshawn Lynch too. It's not like you have some flash in the pan running back. Like you have a generational talent in the back.
The man got y'all down there, then y'all ain't even let the man finish it off. Wow.
So before we get back on topic, just curious, did any of y'all watch Marshawn Lynch talk with Shannon Sharp about that Super Bowl and what Russell Wilson said after he threw that pick?
No, what did you say?
So this is what apparently this was like the train of thought of what happened. So they called the play. The other 9 dudes in the offensive huddle look at Marshawn Lynch and say, "What the fuck?" They run the play.
What the fuck?
Marshawn's out in the flat thinking, "Okay, maybe I'll get a dump off." And then he's like, "What the fuck?" Then he sees all the Patriots players celebrating on the sideline. He's like, "Oh fuck, he threw a pick." So then they go to the sideline, and Richard Sherman's
beside
destitute.
himself.
Beside himself. All of them. And Russell Wilson's back there. This is what happened. Marshawn sees him. He hears him. He's like, "Oh man, get him next time."
I hate him. I hate Russell Wilson so much.
This motherfucker said, "I'll go. Oh man, I'll get him next time."
Oh shucks, I'll get him next time.
Exactly. After that, Marshawn went to Pete Carroll and just went, and ran back to the locker room.
That clipped the entire time. That was great. That was great.
That's what he did.
So Marshawn, he died.
That's what he did. Yeah, it was one of the funniest things I've seen. The Super Bowl,
and
I'm gonna get him next time.
To Drew's point, then Brady went to the Bucks on a super team and won the Super Bowl.
They had Gronk, AB, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin. Like that's an unreal fucking
Leonard Fournette, Ryan Jensen, who they have Christian Wirfs.
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs.
Tristan
Wirfs on defense had Devin White. What's his name?
Shaquille Barrett.
Shaq Barrett. Who's the safety they have down there?
Winfield.
Antoine Winfield. Yeah. I mean, it was
the other middle
stacked
linebacker
team
that they have? Levante David.
Yep, Levante David. Now Devin White has gotten benched this year. He's so bad.
Yeah, but I'm just bad. Like that was just
all that team needed was a quarterback who wasn't gonna throw 30 interceptions.
But that's exactly who. So to get back to things, that's exactly who Brock Purdy is to the 49ers, and that he is putting up great numbers. I also looked like half of his yards are yak. 48% to be exact.
Obviously, right? Because he's throwing the ball to Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel half the time.
And Brandon Ayuk is probably the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL. Yep. People don't talk about him enough because, again, you have this freak in Christian McCaffrey who is a legitimate wide receiver and a legitimate running back and good at it. And then on top of that, you have Deebo Samuel, who is just as much of a freak as Christian McCaffrey in the same offense. You have Kittle, who was the best tight end in football for a couple of years, had some injury issues, and he's back healthy. He's not quite the same guy anymore. I mean, Kittle in his prime was better than Travis Kelce in terms of a complete tight end. In terms of being able to block and catch the ball, like Kelce can't block like him. And there was a legitimate debate there as to who was better. And I would say I would have given the edge to Kittle personally. And now he's back and good. He's not the same guy anymore. And then you have Trent Williams on that offensive line, who is just like an otherworldly left tackle.
You know who Ayuk reminds me of now at this point? He reminds me of a younger DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely very similar vibes. I would say he's a better route runner than a younger DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins kind of, I would say probably like year 6 or 7 is really where he started to be like a very elite route runner. He's got Devontae Adams vibes too.
Yeah.
That's another guy that, and again, what is that? You can year 5, year 4?
He's still on a rookie deal. So yeah,
I think this might be, I think they declined his 5th year option. I think this is year 4 for him. I think he's a free agent after the year, and he's going to get fucking paid.
He's probably going to get a Tyreek Hill type of contract.
And so your Brock Purdy and like your goal is to not turn the ball over. One of those guys is going to be open. Like it's a cheat code. It's fucking easy street for him. And nobody really hits Brock Purdy because he has fucking Trent Williams, who would like I don't know, you fucking put like 3 wild animals on the field. Like you put an elephant in front of him and told him to block the elephant.
They still have McGlinchey on that offensive line too, right? On the right side.
No, he's in Denver.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, he signed a 5-year, $87.5 million contract to go block for Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay. I thought he was still in San Francisco, huh? Okay.
No.
Nah.
At first, I think he was going to sign with the Bears, but I think he ended up going to the Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a Denver. He and Ben Powers.
And on top of all these weapons, you have Kyle Shanahan, who is elite regular season architect of an offense. So I don't know. I'm not impressed by Brock Purdy. He doesn't scare me. And again, he feels like a guy that you hit him enough times, you're going to rattle him. You've never really seen Brock Purdy when he's, getting pressured all the time. It doesn't happen. But do you think that Clowney and Van Noy can't do that this game? You think Patrick Queen can't get pressure up the middle? You think Roquan Smith can't get pressure? You think Maulet's not going to come off the edge? Mike McDonald's got something in his bag for Kyle Shanahan, I'm sure.
Yep.
If there's any defensive coordinator that can, figure out what Kyle Shanahan's doing and disrupt that shit, it's going to be Mike McDonald. And it could get ugly. I mean, this could be a game that gets very out of hand very quickly for the 49ers. I really like our chances. I don't know if we want to, just roll this into scores, but
they by the way, they also have Juwan Jennings, who's a very decent depth receiver. And
he's
I did not know this. I did not know this. Willie Snead is on the 49ers.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
He's on the practice squad.
They've elevated him recently. I'm fairly sure he's on their 53 now. But yeah, he was one of those game day flip-flop guys. But Juwan Jennings is a perfect example of like a role wide receiver that accepts his role too. Knows that he's only going to get 2 or 3 looks a game and does the most of them. So, and like I said, I think this is if Mike McDonald were to go somewhere else and be a head coach, it's going to be because of what he does on Monday night. It's going to be because he ruins Christmas in San Francisco for all the children there that bought their brand new McCaffrey jerseys and Santa brought them to them under the tree. And it's going to be fucking Mike McDonald ruins their Christmas.
Yeah, Mike going to ruin their Christmas, but he ain't going nowhere.
I mean, I think I could see like a Ravens 28-17 win. That's what I'm going to go with my score. I think the Ravens win. It's 11 points. That's 2 scores. I don't think we see like a blowout, but I think we see a commanding wire-to-wire win and 28-7. Jake.
Well, you have the number 1 scoring defense versus the number 2 scoring defense going out of this week with a referee who calls his games mostly in favor of the defense. You'll see a couple ticky-tack pass interferences every now and again, but throughout the years, he's had the fewest called in the league. I'm still going Ravens, but I'm going 20-17. It's going to be a low-scoring, physical game. That defense over there is very, very good. And outside of Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith, Greenlaw and Fred Warner are the best linebacking. They are game wreckers, and they hit everything in fucking sight. Give them their respect. That defensive line is highly paid. Ronnie Stanley, rest day Ronnie, playing like shit last week. That will not work. We need something better. I don't care what he has to do. Go pet some fucking dogs. Go do a fucking podcast.
This is a big Ricard week.
Yeah.
He's going to need to help chip those fucking ends. Now, the biggest thing, those D tackles don't play. 250, like you said in the PSF stream. 250, 300 yards rushing. I could very easily see that, especially with the way Arizona ran it against them last week.
Yep.
But
Drew, what was your score?
Hargrave's supposed to be back.
28-17.
28-17. Okay. And Trippy, you didn't give a score yet, did you?
Nope, he has not had a chance to. Trippy, what you got, player?
Hold on. Let me I'll give Grant's real quick because Grant texted it. He's got 37 or 32-27 Ravens.
Higher scoring.
Yeah. And I just want to clarify. We all I know what everyone's picks are. I don't think we actually said them out loud for uniforms.
I said color rush.
White,
you said
purple.
white, and Jake said white purple.
Yeah.
I like white.
And me,
white.
Trippy, and Grant are all picking white, even though I hate it, but I expect it.
So, Will, if I can,
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
Will,
Yeah.
do you really want to be on the same side of history as Grant, given how the last few weeks have unfolded?
I mean, I don't want to be. You know what? I'll do this. White jerseys, black pants.
There you go.
Okay.
Differentiate it.
Okay.
I mean, we've only worn purple pants 3 times this season.
I think we'll wear them.
I think we're going to wear at least 2 more times.
We're going to wear them. So I think we're going to wear them no matter what against Miami. I think we're going to wear them the last 2 weeks of the season at home.
So I think that if Miami gets flexed to primetime game, I think we see the black again. But otherwise, I would agree that black.
I think we'll see black. I think we're going to see black.
I think that night is so that's a perfect opportunity for the color rush.
Or purple, black, purple.
I don't know. I think color rush Christmas. I'm waiting for it. It's gonna happen. Keep the faith.
All right, sorry, Trippy, I interrupted you.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, Trippy, what do you got for a score?
So all week I was going to go 27-17, but I think I'm gonna go up 4 more points. Give me the Ravens 31, 49-17.
Okay, and you're white.
Yeah, white.
Okay.
So Trippy and I are same ballpark. He's got Justin Tucker getting another field goal than I do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit different here. I'm gonna go with more points because, like I said, I think this is an over game. It's 2 really good offenses. And you know what? This is a big time homer pick. So I'm admitting this ahead of time, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be 38-17.
But is that really a homer pick? I mean, what are you picking there that's not realistic, I guess?
Just a 3-score win against the 49ers. But again, it's not unrealistic.
We've had 3-score wins against contenders from the NFC before.
It's not unrealistic at all. So, I'm just saying, like, people are expecting some, like, nail biter.
Close,
exactly.
Close, generational game. Everybody's edge of their seats to the last snap,
But every time this season, that's been the case where all the analysts and the experts have predicted it's going to be some fucking all out brawl come down to the last second. We've beat the shit out of whoever we're playing. So we come down and shove our dicks down their throat. So right, I'm expecting another dick shoving. It's gonna be a skull fucking.
Yeah, just fucking Brock Purdy is laying on the ground, been sacked 8 times, and Jadeveon Clowney's just humping his helmet. Just skull fucking the shit out of him.
Yeah. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I need a GIF of that. I need a GIF. Hey, Trippy, get that to Jadeveon Clowney's people. I just need to see him, fucking hump Brock Purdy while he's on the ground one time. Just skull fuck him. just do it.
He's gonna be like, Jadeveon's gonna be like, "What the fuck? I don't think so, man."
Be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? No.
What the fuck wrong with you?
Hey, Jadeveon, I have a simple request. Can you skull fuck Brock Purdy on TV, please?
Tell him that's what I want for Christmas. I want a Patrick Ricard touchdown and Jadeveon Clowney to skull fuck Brock Purdy for Christmas.
Stick your dick in his the ear hole of his helmet.
Yeah, or Brock Purdy's not a visor guy, is he? I don't think he's a visor guy. You just stick it. Yeah, stick it through the front. It's fine. Bigger gap. Just fucking no homo.
All right, we gotta do gambling now. We gotta do gambling.
Gambling picks. Jake, give us some wild parlay.
Dude, I don't have any for y'all. This is California, man. California doesn't allow you to gamble. A bold prediction: Kyle Hamilton pick 6, Justin Tucker game-winning field goal. The last one's not bold, but I'm going Kyle Hamilton.
So you're sticking at least with your score. It fits with your score. Yep. Tucker and field goal.
Can I give out?
This is just you can't even bet on this. Like, what the fuck?
Can I give out my sleeper pick real quick? Because I know the listeners be listening.
You can give all your picks.
And look, and it's crazy because if y'all watch The Wire, you saw when Lamar said something to this player, and it's gonna be Christmas. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck around and throw $25 on that motherfucker. I like Charlie Kolar anytime touchdown.
Ooh, I like it.
It's plus 1,700 right now. Oh my goodness!
I might throw that in right now. That's the Mr. Yuri special, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll love that. Now, do you want to give out a separate parlay, or are you just telling people to take Kolar? Because those are good odds.
Oh yeah. I got a parlay for you. I like Gus 50 yards rushing.
Okay.
I also like Gus anytime touchdown. I like Odell over 25 receiving yards. I think Zay have a bounce back.
Are you a little worried that he might not play?
Yeah.
So is that real? Is the
I think
walking boot
honestly, I think
the
there's
walking boot real?
No. I think he's gonna play, but I'm just saying to be on the safe side. Like I'm trying to like place a ticket. I know for sure that's gonna hit.
right.
I'll probably just take him for 25 yards just to be on the safe
Zay.
side this week.
Well, and there's nothing unsafe about putting him in a parlay because if he doesn't play, it's just going to void that leg. So who cares?
But
as long as you put it in before the inactives, obviously.
Yeah.
Isaiah Likely, I like him for 40.
Likely 40 plus. I like that. That's good.
Damn, yo, that Charlie Cola anytime touchdown, boy, that should be sweet on quick. I'm gonna have to call up Todd, man. Now that I'm dialed something up.
So
It's
Trippy,
Christmas
here's
time.
my recommendation for everybody. These are your picks, but if I were the listeners, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bet Trippy's parlay. I'm going to bet Kohler separate, and then I'm going to bet the parlay with Kohler in it.
Might as well.
You know what?
Because if you hit any of it, you're gonna cover everything and more. But if you hit all of it, you're gonna make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right about that. I like that.
It's like
this has always been my system. My gambling system is you find some bets you like, and you find one that's maybe a little bit of a stretch. You parlay them all, but you bet them all straight also. So then if you only hit 2 legs, you win the 2 straight bets and it cancels all your losses out. And maybe you even win a little bit of money. But if you hit everything, then you basically like quadruple your money.
All right. I got pretty boring. Not boring. I'm going to go Lamar anytime touchdown. I got Lamar and Gus, both 50 plus rushing.
Okay.
And I got Odell anytime touchdown. I'm going to keep it simple this week.
Okay. I mean, that's not that simple. I think anytime you put 2 anytime touchdowns in a parlay, it's going to be over plus 2,000.
Yeah, I meant simple more in terms of, not going to stuff the parlay box there.
I see. Okay, so just a 4 legs. Yeah.
Just 4 legs, straightforward. I think
I like that.
Trippy.
Yeah, I think
I hit a 17-leg parlay on Thursday night.
What, football?
Yep. 17 legs.
Cricket. Will was betting on cricket and ping pong.
Yo,
hey, look,
Trippy, do you know that Drew is sometimes if he gets a little carried away with his wild turkey, like
no, it's not that I got carried away. It was I was fucking unreal hot. I didn't miss a bet all day, and
he was betting on fucking ping pong at 3 o'clock.
So my son. So listen.
Yo, I'll be doing that shit.
I can tell the full. I can tell the full story. My son woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was up with him watching fucking Moana or Cars. I can't remember which movie it was. And I was like, fuck, I was 5 for 5 on bets today. Let's see what's live. I opened up FanDuel and clicked the live tab. And I took 4 guys in a parlay. And it happened to be ping pong. Didn't even look at the sport first. And I hit 3 out of 4 legs.
It was ping pong or table tennis?
Table tennis. Is there a difference?
Yo, I be on that shit. Yo, it be table tennis all day long.
Yo,
yeah, so
on that note though, this is a good tip for everybody. I'm going to check it out. I got an email from DraftKings today. DraftKings starting this week is letting you do progressive parlays. So if you only hit 3 legs, I don't know. I got to check the rules on this, but a progressive parlay is if you hit X amount of legs, you get this payout. If you hit X amount of legs, you get this payout. If you hit all your legs, you get this payout. So basically, you can lose your bet but still win the bet.
I'm sure that you get dinged on odds, but it's still better.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right, but a progressive parlay is a lot, but like especially like I told you, I'm
sure you're.
I am routinely putting in parlays that are 12, 13, 15, 17 legs because I'm doing like all these like very like easy odds player props, like a running back to have 1 catch or something like that. Like so, it's like little things like that add up, and then you put on the more legs you put on. The like minus 500 legs will bump your total odds by like plus 200. And
I'm sure that if you bet the 10-leg parlay separate from this progressive one, you would have gotten better odds on that 10-leg, but it's smart gambling. We're promoting responsible gambling.
Well, what you should do is you should bet your 10-leg parlay, then you should do the same parlay as a progressive.
Well, so that's where the, adding Kohler into the Trippy thing pays off even more.
That could be a good spot to do that. Yeah.
Then you get a little wild.
I'm dead ass serious, bro. Like I really think he gonna score this week.
He almost scored last week. He was so close.
That's why I feel like he gonna score this week. Like I feel like the 49ers
doing a lot of dirty work lately. He deserves a touchdown.
He's working the seam, man. He's working the seam.
Yeah, he's doing what he's asked, and he's doing it well. So
he's basically it's like what they did is they're replacing Mark Andrews with Isaiah
Two guys.
Likely is doing most of what Mark Andrews does, but he's also doing different things than what Mark Andrews does. They're able to use him in a different way, like more like a wide receiver than they use Mark Andrews. Then they're using Charlie Kolar in a very traditional tight end role. So he's taken those little vertical seam routes like inside the red zone that Mark Andrews might run, and Isaiah Likely is the kind of like the decoy, but it could be the other way around. Like if the seam route is gets all the attention, then you got Isaiah Likely on a wheel up the sideline. But like they're doing an awesome job of using those two guys to replace Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Anybody from the Ravens listening to this podcast, when you please let Todd Monken listen to this clip right here. We need Kolar in the end zone. I don't give a fuck if it's a push, a pass, whatever.
I don't know if he'll have odds either, but if you want to throw in some guys to get sacks, I think this is a clean sack week.
I think he's usually on there. I'm pretty sure he's usually on there.
Well, I'm just you can't. Every once in a while,
you can parlay it on DraftKings. You can't parlay it on FanDuel.
No, but that's more of a you throw like half a unit on a couple guys to get a sack, and it's just like it's usually like plus 150, plus 170. You get like a decent payout, and it's no.
Matabike is almost even money every week now.
Yeah, you're building your bankroll, but I think this is a week where you see Patrick Queen get a sack because I think we're going to get a little creative with our pressure, and so you see some shit up.
Yeah, and any kind of pass rush you can get away from the left tackle is good.
Yeah, exactly, and it's probably going to be tough for OA or Clowney to get home, depending on who's lining up in front of Trent Williams. So you're going to leave holes somewhere else in the defense that somebody's going to get it.
Roquan, Queen, Matabike,
yeah. I mean, maybe even Travis Jones.
Yeah, I guess
another guy that you might be able to see get home. So maybe Michael Pierce, that fat fuck.
Yeah, true. Bowling ball
looking fuck. But yeah.
All right, here's my parlay. I'm gonna go Lamar 40 plus as I usually do with the first leg of my parlay. I'm gonna go Justice Hill anytime touchdown.
Oof. You have totally gone against everything you stood for like 2 weeks ago.
He showed me something last week, and we don't have any choice now.
You got very violent with Grant about putting Justice Hill in his parlay.
So here's my thing. We don't get a ton of opportunities inside the 5, it feels like. And like last week we had one, and we immediately got a false start or a holding or something, right?
Yeah.
It was a holding. So like Justice Hill is the guy who's going to get the red zone carries outside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, inside the 5 is Gus or Lamar territory.
Yeah.
100%.
So I'm gonna go with a Justice touchdown this week. I'm gonna go with Bateman, 25 plus. Actually, I'm gonna do a couple receivers. Bateman and Odell, 25 plus.
Are you gonna put J.K. Dobbins to be on the sideline in your parlay? Or you're just gonna go the Will Hate parlay?
And then I'm gonna say Likely 50 plus.
That's probably the safest parlay.
And
anyone.
I'm gonna add one more to it. Lamar 1+ passing touchdowns.
Again, that seems like free money. So.
Yeah, but you might as well add an easy leg to it and bump it up a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm sure that'll be plus 450 or plus 500. But again, when you're 7 legs deep, that's meaningful.
No, I think Lamar 1+ passing touchdowns will probably be like plus 120 or something like that. If not,
no way. That's minus money. That's minus 450.
It's minus 390.
Is it right now?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Drew knows FanDuel.
Because I think it's going to be a heavy run game, but
I mean, if you do that lightly 50 yards, that's plus money anyway. So
okay.
If you do the lightly 50 yards, that's what you said, right?
Yeah,
lightly 50 yards.
So Lamar 40 plus rushing, Justice touchdown, Bateman and OBJ 25 plus, Likely 50 plus.
You said lightly. I mean, you said Lamar 40 rushing.
Yeah.
And what else you say?
Justice anytime touchdown.
What?
And then you said Lamar
and then Lamar 1+ passing touchdown, Bateman, Odell 25 plus pass or receiving, Likely 50 plus receiving. So I got a 6 leg.
But they ain't got Bateman yards on here yet.
I mean, Bateman 25 plus is going to be like plus 130, I think.
So you like him for 27? You might as well say you like him for 27 then, right? 27 and a half.
Is that his number?
Yeah, that's his line. They ain't got the alternate yet.
Yeah. Well, then 25 plus is going to be minus 130 or minus 125 then. Yeah.
And then you said Justice Hill anytime touchdown. That's plus 3. So but that's a 6 leg, right?
Yeah.
That is plus 4,069.
Hell yeah.
It ain't bad.
Nice.
That's a full unit play. That's probably gonna net like $1,100.
No, if it's gonna net fucking $4,000 for you.
No, I don't do $100 units.
$1,000. Sorry, $40,000 for you. $1,000 units.
Yeah, no.
We did not get to 1,000 downloads, so I will not be giving out
that's
social security number and address, by the way.
Yeah, that's a 40 piece, boy. You put a stack on there. That's a cool 40 stack.
Yeah, I mean, Will's throwing out 20,000 bets with coworkers and shit. So,
well, Trippy, you didn't hear this. So the coworker I made that bet with, it was a 40 unit bet, right? Or it was a 20 unit bet. I'm sorry, 20 unit bet. Yeah. 20 unit bet, and I made that bet probably week 2, week 3 of the NFL season with him when he was very confident. His wife is 34 weeks pregnant, and let's just say
told him that he can't bet $20,000 with you.
No. Let's just say that his recent performance at work has been
subpar, Ron Stanley caliber,
subpar in a commission heavy role. So I called him and I said, "Hey man, you got a kid on the way. I know things have been not going great here, so let's do a little bit more of a manageable number for you here, because I don't want to like fuck your bank account up going into Christmas." So
man of honor dropped down to $4,000 instead of $20,000.
Exactly.
Good guy, Will.
He paid me today.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's crazy that Will's giving out all these parlays that we're throwing like $50 on because we're like normal people, and he's throwing a whole $1,000 on it. Fucking wild.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Will's banned from a lot of casinos in Vegas for the amount of gambling that he does. We're not allowed to discuss that on the podcast, but
and FanDuel, they're on to me too. They stopped giving me all these fucking boosts and shit.
Shit, there will be no boosts either. Yo, that Charlie Kolar touchdown, boy. I keep looking at that shit. That shit look good.
Will's gonna end up looking like fucking Matt Damon at the end of Rounders. To get the shit kicked out of him by some Russian mob guy who fucking eats Oreos while they play Texas Hold'em.
Anybody listening to it, I want 5% of your earnings on that if you hit.
Yeah, that's a trippy tax.
Shit, put Charlie Kolar and Pat Ricard together. Say no.
Well, I don't think I've had a single Ravens game this year where I've had less than 10, 11, 12 bets, something in that neighborhood. So like I make my bet that I put in here, I bet my score. I'll probably bet one or two of your parlays too, depending on what I'm feeling like, and then I'll go in and make my own parlay as well, another one that I'll give out on my $32
trippy parlay's got to hit this week. My $32 win every quarter.
Okay.
Prop. I've hit 3 out of 4 quarters the last like 4 weeks. I'm due.
Well, if you progressive parlay it, maybe that'll be the way to get it.
That would require me to give money to DraftKings.
I mean, if you doing a zone 32 special on it, like throwing 32, I just throw $32 on a Charlie Kolar touchdown.
No, I gotta ride this one out. I've been since you're it's 60 minutes. You know, I've been putting $32 on that. I gotta do it.
Oh, for us to win every quarter?
Yeah. Last week that would have net me like $2,000, and we lost in the fucking second quarter.
Well, yeah, and then I'll go in and check all the anytime touchdown scores. I'll bet Ricard. Last week I bet Tylan Wallace. He was like plus 2,700, I think.
Yeah.
Go into the defensive props. I keep forgetting to look at the interception odds because I feel like betting one of
They were bad. They were bad last week. They were very bad last week.
Okay.
Early in the year, you could get like Geno Stone or Kyle Hamilton or Brandon Stevens like in the plus like 1,000 range. Now they're like plus 300, 400. Okay. Like that's still, it's still decent payout, but it's nowhere near what it used to be.
Yeah, I bet sacks. So like last week, I bet 4 different guys to get sacks. Only one hit, so I lost money on it. But it's not a bad because like if 2 guys hit, you win.
Yeah.
So
the Ravens win every quarter. Yo, that's a main payout. You put $32 on there.
Oh yeah, last week it would have hit me for a lot of fucking cash. I've been donating a lot of money. I've been giving a lot of gifts to FanDuel lately. I'm not really thrilled with how shit has been going, but this is the week.
It's in like every day for like the last 2 weeks, one leg off. Like good tickets too.
Same. I missed a fucking. I had a Michael Meyer breakout game. Another fucking Notre Dame shitbag.
I could not believe
I missed it by a yard.
When you put that fucking thing in there when you bet it. I was like, what are you doing? Michael Mayer hasn't had a touchdown all season.
Yeah, I had a feeling, and that fucking prick was 1 yard short.
That's not his fault. I've just blamed the Raiders.
Bitch ass is like fucking 6'5" and can't reach forward fucking 3 feet. It's unbelievable.
Notre Dame does tight ends really well.
Notre Dame doesn't do shit well. Fucking pricks.
I remember I saw him play last year.
So anyway, I believe it's about that time. Musically, we're all going back to Cali by Notorious B.I.G.
Correct.
That's the all right.
I'll put a poll out, but yeah, I think that'll win.
So, Will, I want you to put a poll out and just do that 4 times.
Yeah,
and see which number wins.
Okay.
See which.
So hold on. Okay, hold on. So then, on the count of 3, everybody put a number 1 through 4 up.
All right.
Okay.
All right. 1. Hold on. It's 1, 2, 3. Go. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Go.
I'll go to 1.
Which one of you is going to give up 2?
This is for Jake.
I'll go to 3.
I'll keep that.
I'll go to 3. I'll go to 3.
All right. So Jake, Drew, Trippy, me. Jake, Drew, Trippy, me. All right. Hold on.
I couldn't see Trippy during this, so I had no idea where both of them.
Oh yeah, I forget. Yeah.
Right. I was waiting. You say, "What's supposed to go to 2?" I said, "Damn."
I was like, "Who am I battling with here?"
Okay.
You're battling with the man of the people.
So yeah. Okay. So we'll see who wins.
Do I go horns down?
A lot's at stake here because whoever wins doesn't get a vote next week.
That's assuming Grant.
If Grant shows up. But maybe
if he shows up.
Do we have anybody that we could get on? I don't think we have anybody relevant from Miami.
I mean, I know a couple. Like they cool on Twitter for real. We might could get one.
Hold on, Will. I want you to do a Twitter search for me. Does T-Pain have?
Matter of fact, Will, I do know somebody. He from Baltimore. He got his own podcast.
Okay.
So maybe we could do like a little collab.
Yeah.
If T-Pain's DMs are open, I'm going to send him that fucking horrific Miami Dolphins song that he made a couple years ago. I'm going to say, do you want to come on my podcast to discuss how fucking terrible this is?
No, his DMs are not open.
All right.
There you
That's unfortunate.
But anywho.
I just followed him for 4 seconds to find that out and unfollowed him.
You can literally just see it without following.
I just wanted to make sure in case he had it set to followers only.
Got it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, anyway, that's going to do it for this week's installment. On behalf of the Zone 32 family, Merry Christmas, Happy
hold on.
Happy
One thing.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Hold on. Before you end this, hold on. We need to do one thing here.
We're going to play Mariah Carey. Will's playing Mariah Carey.
Are you going to get that
okay,
money?
I was looking for a name. I was looking for a name, but Max's dog passed away last week. So, we like to shout out the dogs. Hold on, I'm going to pour myself a little extra because I already finished my drink, but
there we go.
And I don't know how old the dog was in the picture. She doesn't look old, but it was probably just a picture from when she was younger. But anyway, I know Max will hear this because he listens to every second of the podcast because he has to. So
make sure Jake doesn't say any, fucking off-color comments.
Yeah.
No, of course not. You can't disrespect the dogs.
No. All dogs.
You're more likely.
Even though I know Trippy hates dogs, but anyway, it's a bad time to mention that in the middle of the tribute to Max's dog.
Whoa. Don't say I hate dogs. I just don't like them because, I'd be scared of them. I ain't going to say I hate them.
They attack him.
You don't like random dogs that you don't know. You like friendly dogs.
I don't think he likes friendly dogs either. He just doesn't like dogs at all.
That's fair.
Hey, Jake, I think this is better, Jake.
Here's the thing, man. I can't fuck with Pepsi like that because you had that commercial that you had Kylie Jenner go up.
You're ruining the tribute. You're ruining the tribute to Max's dog.
Jake, shut the fuck up.
But
Jake,
shut the fuck up, Drew. Nah, fuck that. Now, fuck that, son. We're talking. Anyway, let's get the fucking to the loss.
Yeah. R.I.P. to Max's dog. I thought I remember the post. I thought the name was on there. The name's not on there, so I don't know the name. But R.I.P. to Max's dog. I love all dogs. Unlike Trippy, he hates all dogs.
Hey, people, I do not hate dogs.
There you go. But anyway,
do you believe this
that's
midget
gonna do it,
you, Trippy? I don't believe
motherfucker.
Right.
I'm going back to Cali.
Trying to end the show for 3 fucking minutes. Like, let's bring this up. Shut the fuck up. That's gonna do for this week's installment.
Jake, hold on. Jake, hold on.
Nah, fuck you. Fuck you, Drew. Fuck you. With your pube beard having ass, motherfucker looking like some ball sack hair crawled out of your fucking chin. That's gonna do it for this week's installment.
Jake.
Hey.
Jake.
Only part, Ginger, motherfucker.
Jake, hold on.
I have a fragment of a soul, you dirty motherfucker. That's gonna do it for this week's installment. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever the fuck you celebrate. If you're at Levi Stadium, come find me. Zone 32 will be live there. No, it won't. I'll be around though. We'll be back next week to discuss this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, it's time for me to die.
That was a good one. That was a good Christmas death. Yeah, solid.
Yo, he just disappeared. Yo, that's what's so funny.
Zone 32.